Good morning. So I will be playing a piece that fits today's service, Dreaming by Amy Beach, written in, hold on one sec, 1892, when she was quite a young woman. And just a little background on Amy Beach. She was the first American woman composer to really make a name for herself. And the only reason this happened is she kept her own dream alive. She wanted to take piano lessons at a very early age. Her mother discovered how talented she was and thought it was going to take her off the wife and mother track, and basically forbade her to take piano lessons until she was older. And then she restricted. She couldn't even practice. I mean, it was amazing that this woman kept her own dreams alive and managed to live within the confines of the society and write some amazing music. So enjoy dreaming.
Thank you, Barbara. Great way to start our service. Welcome to all of you to Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Both those of you in the sanctuary here and those of you online. Today is a little bit different, and we're excited that you're here to participate. There's a piece of paper on the chairs of everyone in the service. That's to be used later this morning. For those of you at home, you will need a piece of paper. We are so glad to have you all join us today. Our service, Summit is a liberal religious community bound together by shared principles drawn from world religions, humanist teachings, science, philosophy, and personal practices. We aspire to be a religion of love and inclusion. The mission of Summit is to commit ourselves to building a more just, compassionate, and sustainable world. If you are new to Unitarian Universalism or to Summit and would like to know more about us, we invite you to go to our website, summituuf.org, or talk to most anybody here today. My name is Eleanor. I am your service associate for today. I have collar-length white hair, glasses, a purple shirt, and black pants. We wish to acknowledge that our fellowship resides on unceded Kumeyaay land, and that for 10,000 years this land has been and continues to be the home of the Kumeyaay people. We recognize the violent history of colonization in California, and we honor the continuing presence of the Kumeyaay Nation. We have a couple announcements today. First Roland, and then Margot.
Buenos dias. This is kind of an audience participation deal. If you have participated in any events at Summit, raise your hand. If you have participated in a picnic, raise your hand. If you have participated in a party or in a music festival or in a march with your fellows, raise your hand. That's pretty much everybody. And in that spirit, what we're asking of you on the 15th of March, the Ides of March, is that you join us in raising our hands and pledging with us to renew your pledge to this congregation, to the wonderful work that we do, and to keep that ball rolling. We need all of you, and we love all of you. And please come. We're going to be having a chili cook-off, or not a cook-off, a chili meal. And you are all invited. It's very pricey, free. And please come. And you will be hearing lots more about this in the coming days. Thank you.
And good morning. I'm here to remind you that Monday, the first Monday of the month, tomorrow is our Poetry Day. Come do the poetry workshop and discover the poet within. You are all poets. And particularly tomorrow, we're going to focus on how do you access your imagination? How do you get it alive in you? How do you apply it? How do you use it in all aspects of your life, not just writing? As Carl Jung used to say, the poetry is the voice of the soul as it speaks through the heart. So utilize poetry, even if you don't want to write a poem. Learn how to do more with less, how to find bounty in words, and mostly just come play and have a good time. Library 10 to noon, okay? Thank you.
Okay, any other announcements? Seeing none, I call the question. No. Stacy, would you light our chalice? Here within these walls, here in this community of love and justice, we paused in our busy lives to consider what is worthy of our deepest yearnings. In the time that we are given here, may we pay attention to wonder of each moment. May we grieve what is lost. May we be grateful for our lives on this beautiful earth. And may we prepare ourselves for the work love calls us to do. Just as we are, may we be the beloved community. Please stand as you are willing and able. We're doing. When are we doing that? Church minutes.
It's not a mistake, I promise.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't warn you. Good morning, friends. Good morning. We're going to be singing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter the joys and don't be afraid, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. They will be a joyful day. To rejoice and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. And to rejoice and come in. Thank you. How's that for an example of what a living tradition looks like? Jeez. So for those of you for whom that was a new song or slightly unfamiliar, that was 5 verses on 2 slides. So sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. I am the Reverend Casey Marie Pandell. It is my joy and my honor to be the minister here at Summit Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whether it is your first visit today or your 5,000th visit, you are whole, you are holy, you are loved, and you are so welcome here. I am a 36-year-old woman with shoulder-length, pretty grown-out teal hair, wearing a teal dress and a black stole with the phases of the moon. Our reading today are words from Betty Jo Middleton entitled In Our Time Together. As we gather here together, may we be attentive to one another. May we listen carefully. May we freely speak. May we be respectful of one another. May we be serious yet not somber. May we be light of heart and full of good cheer. As we are gathered here together, may we work toward common goals. May we be mindful of our religious community and aware of our responsibilities. May we look into one another's eyes and see ourselves reflected. As we gather here together, may we be attentive to one another and to the task at hand. Welcome to worship. For those of you who are regulars, you will see our service is a little bit different today. That is by design. So you'll see that things are a little bit out of the ordinary order. Don't worry about it. It'll all be just fine. Seldom is there that kind of ministerial crisis. Don't be afraid of some change. And Jerica didn't even know that that song said that when she picked it, I don't think. Kismet. Our joys and concerns portion of our service give us the opportunity to hold the things in our lives that are too big to hold alone.
Everyone is welcome to send a joy or concern via text or email throughout the week to myself or Stacy Sasaki, and you are always welcome to write something up at the chancel at the beginning of service. Whether spoken or unspoken, all are welcome to light a candle. I've got a few for you today. Julie Espinoza shares the concern, asking, please keep Kay McFarland, her mother, in your thoughts due to a cancer diagnosis. Kay is a beacon I hope she's a beacon at Beacon UU. Kay is a member of Beacon UU in Troy, Michigan. So Julie asks for thoughts for her mother and thanks you all for that. Adriana Madrigal shares two joys. One is that she is excited to share that she has begun sharing her earth-based spirituality through monthly plant walks where she lives. And that sounds like a really great way to get in touch with nature. And she's got a cute little heart and flower on there as well. She also shares that she just started a new job this Tuesday in the behavioral health field, and she's thrilled to be helping people with mental health and substance use challenges. So we wish Adriana well on that new journey. Nick Madrigal shares the joy that he is finally in a place where he can place an order for his art clothes in bulk, which has been a bucket list item for him for a long time. So we celebrate being able to check something off a bucket list with Nick. Iris Neal shares that Tony took a fall at home last night after progressively worsening walking issues. She called 911 and he was taken to Grossmont Sharp ER this morning. They're hoping to get him into a PACE program and are unsure if it will happen, and Iris is limited on how she can assist because Iris has also had a fall recently. So Iris, we keep you and Tony in our hearts. John Cunningham shares that his wife, Jo Ellen, passed away on January 29th. While they were married at First UU, they initially met here at Summit in the Masonic Lodge days. And on January 6th, 1990, they were the first couple in the Summit community to be married. John, we hold you and your family in our hearts. And finally, Debbie shares that her surgery on Tuesday went very well and she is comfortable at home recovering. Unfortunately, Brendan was in a pretty serious car accident this week. He's okay, just bumps and bruises, so they are recovering gently at home. So we want to just send more healing and well wishes to the pair of them. Sometimes when it rains, it pours. So we send our love to Debbie and Brendan. Gracious and loving Spirit, that which goes by many names, that divine energy that connects us all, we ask you to be present in this space today and all days. We acknowledge the pains and the hurts of this world. We lift up the things that have happened in this week that are so great it is hard to comprehend. I'm thinking today particularly about the people of Iran and the children who are no longer here based on decisions made by people in power. Unitarian Universalism seeks to be a faith of joy and equity and change. We are a faith based in love, and actions like those are not ones reflective of our faith. But when we are here in this space together, we get to be that love at the center that we hold so dear. When we live out our values in supporting each other and caring for each other in our joys and our concerns, we are dreaming together that world which we know is possible, though we may not have seen it yet. We ask you, Great Spirit, for your guidance and your care and your love. We ask each other for guidance and care and love, knowing that we are held in this place together, whether here on a Sunday morning or away from each other in travels or in the far reaches of the world. All children are our children, even the ones we don't know and may never. All beloveds are our beloveds, even the ones we may never meet. So may it be, and amen. And now I would like to invite our Director of Religious Education to exploration to the pulpit.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. All right. Good morning. My name is Mary Carter Vale, and I'm your Director of Religious Exploration. And today I'm wearing green pants with brown flower pattern on them, a brown shirt, and a green top. And I have gray and red hair that's about shoulder length and lots of freckles. Welcome. So we have a new theme this month. Yay, a new theme. The theme is paying attention. Paying attention. So I have a story for you. Try to figure out how to use my props here. So sometimes we think what we say or what we do stays with us, right? But the truth is that our words and our reactions and our attitudes don't always stay inside. Sometimes they spill out into the world where they can affect other people. So this story helps us to think about why that would happen. So once upon a time, there was a teacher who stood in the front of the classroom holding a cup of coffee. This is water for demonstration purposes. Holding a cup of coffee. They looked at a stack of heavy books on their desk and said, "I need both hands for this. Can somebody hold my coffee for a moment?" The student jumped up and took the cup, and the teacher walked past with their bundle of coffee and bumped the student's arms. The teacher then looked at the student and said, "Why did you spill my coffee?"
Why did you bump me?
The teacher paused and smiled and shook their head. That is not why the coffee spilled. It spilled because it was inside the cup. If the cup had held tea, tea would have spilled. If the cup had held water, water would have spilled. Whatever's inside the cup is what comes out of it when it gets bumped, right? So life will shake you. It will bump you when you're tired. It will surprise you when you're stressed. It will test you when things feel unfair. And then what happens? What spills out of you then? Patience or anger? Kindness or harsh words? Gratitude or bitterness? Most of the time we blame the bump. We blame the other person. We blame the situation, right? But the truth is, the bump doesn't create what spills out. It only reveals what was inside in the first place. So the real question isn't, who bumped me? It's, what am I carrying in my cup? Have I filled it with gratitude, honesty, kindness, and courage? Have I filled it with forgiveness, joy, gentleness, and love for others? This is why it matters what we pour into ourselves, because what's inside doesn't stay inside. It spills out onto our families, onto our friends, onto our classroom, onto the world. And when life shakes us up, and it will shake you up, what spills out of us will always have an impact on others. So the story reminds us that paying attention isn't always about avoiding the bumps, because life's going to bump us, right? But what it helps is we don't get to choose if we get bumped, right? But we do get to pay attention and choose what we're filling our cups with every day and what spills out of us. Thank you, Casey. So I hope y'all can fulfill your cup with all the things that you don't mind spilling out. And in RE today, we're all going to go over it and we're going to decorate our cups. We're going to make cups in RE, so you'll have to check them out later. So thank you for listening to the story and pay attention. You have a question? We do get to take the cups home. Come join us, Stacy. Go for it, Stacy. Stacy's coming back. All right, well, we're heading off with a song. We're going to do our Do Re Mi song. All right. One each.
We're going again, I guess. I was already up here. We're going to do a hymn called Where Do We Come From? And this hymn is a round. So if you're looking at your screen, you'll see the first two lines, where do we come from, what are we, where are we going? A second part will be the where do we come from under that. And the third part is mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. And I'm going to need Barbara and Miss Laurel to come help me. Could you play an F before you get too far away? So, and Miss Barbara are going to help. I'm going to sing one part, Miss Laurel's going to sing another part, and Miss Barbara's going to sing a third part. Once we introduce the parts, you are welcome to pick one of us to sing with. I promise it'll make so much sense in just a moment. Are we ready? Do you know this one? Yes. Am I over-explaining it for no reason? There's new people. There's new people. You can never over-explain. All right, go ahead and stand up with us.
Well, we should tell them how we're going to do it. Like, if they're dropping out.
Sure. Yes.
Can I do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to sing through her part twice, your part twice, my part twice, and then we are going to keep singing. You're going to, actually, then you start, you add in, I add in, and then we start dropping out.
It'll make sense as we go.
Ready, friends? I don't remember the tempo for this one.
Where do we come from?
Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery.
See, I told y'all it would make sense. As always, I love that this community, even when we're a little confused, kind of jump in and go, sure, we'll try it. Keep that energy for the next hymn. Please join me in a time of silent prayer, meditation, or reflection as I read words from the Reverend Michelle Collins entitled, Prayer for Attention to One Another. Ground of all being in this room and beyond, we are learning to see each other. Not the quick assessments, not the categories, but the full, complicated truth of each and every life. Help us offer the gift of undivided presence, to listen without planning to reply, to make space for stories that take time to unfold, to ask who is missing from here and why. When we accompany those in pain, keep us from the tyranny of fixing. Teach us to stay while the crisis passes, to show up in the unglamorous middle. May we become communities where every voice matters, where margins become centers, where attention itself is love made visible. Amen. It's a full house today. I love it. I hear you. So, who likes change? Who in the room loves change? Do you love changing? Well, there's a few people who like change. Who would prefer things changed less? Yeah, that's about what I thought. Change is really uncomfortable, right? Especially right now when it feels like everything is on fire. I know I say it every week, but it's really hard to see things change when the world also feels like it's full of nothing but change, right? I don't know where this term comes from. I should probably look it up as one of our ministers and know it, but Unitarian Universalism considers itself a living tradition. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I grew up tangentially Catholic. There's not a whole lot about the Catholic faith that has changed a lot in the last 2,000 years. That's not true, but still. That being said, that's one of the things about Unitarian Universalism that I love. For as much as I fought coming to Unitarian Universalism, I promise it wasn't a you problem, it was a me problem. As much as I fought coming to this faith when I first started almost 10 years ago, when I got here, the living tradition piece was so crucial for me to understand what we were about. When I think of what we mean by living tradition, I think that we mean that we are always open. Not that it's easy to change, but that we are always open to the possibility. Unitarian Universalism is the mix of two faiths that joined in 1962, 61. I look at Eleanor every time because she always remembers and I never do. It was Unitarianism and Universalism merging. And I can promise you when they merged in the 60s, there was a whole lot of God as our Savior language. How many people experience God as our Savior language in a UU space right now? Not a one of you just raised your hand. That's exactly what I expected. So, Unitarian Universalism is full of change, we have change baked into our bylaws. For those of you who recall our values flower, that whole conversation started 5 years ago and took 4 years to get to. We are constantly changing as a faith. But sometimes it's a little harder in our communities, right? Because we come to a place and we go, wow, I love it here. And then more people start coming. And suddenly the place that you love starts to look different. And I don't actually physically mean different, but I don't know, if you're in the room, go ahead and look around and see if there are people here that you don't know well, new people notwithstanding, because we get new people all the time. We have at Summit, give or take, about 110, 115 members. Not this past fall, but the one before, our Vice President, Rin, as we were at our board retreat, we were all asked what we would like to see happen in the next year. And Rin slapped his hand on the table and he goes, I want 25 new members by the end of the year. And I laughed at him. I went, oh, buddy, do you know how hard that is to do? Because to get that many new members, you have to replace the ones that leave for various reasons and get the new members and make it welcoming enough here that they stay. We got 24 new members last year. I still don't know how we did it. You guys are wonderful. And not everyone who signed the book in the last year is here regularly, and that's okay. But these are people who are new to our community, love this community, whether they're here every weekend or not, and want to see it thrive. Just like those of you who have been here since the Masonic Lodge days. And the Masonic Lodge days were 35 years ago? There's a big, big span of people who are here. And each of you is here because this community calls to you. But it's really hard to be in a community when it starts to change, right? Because we come to our community and we think this is our home, this is our sanctuary, this is our safety. And how does it feel when the world is freaking out to have your safety feel less safe because things are changing? It can be really uncomfortable, right? So that's what we're talking about today. When I'm standing here in front of you for this, it's to prep you for that. I know everybody in the room saw that and went, oh God, homework. It's not homework, I promise. But it is one of our regular UU practices. Do we love having a conversation or what as Unitarian Universalists? That's why the room looks the way it does. So what we're asking you today to do is dream together. Envision together. Because that's what my job is, right? We call it balcony sitting. I spend a lot of my time up here looking at all of you, and then when I have the answers I need, I come down onto the dance floor with you and we start dancing together. But what happens when you dance with a new partner? You step on each other's toes, right? And it hurts. And that's part of being in community together. As we're trying to learn to dance together, we're going to hurt each other. But we still, at the end of the day, want the same stuff, right? We still want to have a great dance partner and a great time dancing, or singing if dancing isn't your thing, or sitting quietly and just sharing a cup of tea together, or whatever that looks like. So because we had 25 new members, 24 new members, that is a quarter of our membership. So think about, if you're into statistics, that's a big difference of people, right? You have 25 new people, the culture of a community changes like that. And it's scary. It's scary for the older people, not older, but the people who've been here longer. I don't have a good term for it. I just call y'all my long timers. And then my newer people. And it's scary for them too, because you want to find a place in your community, and sometimes it's hard to fit into those spaces that maybe aren't made for us. So what we're asking you to do today, and Eleanor is going to explain a little more because she's the practical brains behind this, and I'm the spiritual one today. I want you to keep in mind a couple things as we're going about our conversations today. I want you to think about, where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Those 3 questions are going to guide your conversations today. At the end of our conversations today, which I want you to have from practical spaces, like I want to see more music that comes from Argentina, if that's what you want. I don't know. That was the first thing that came to mind. Or, or maybe it's something more like, I want to explore a particular faith. I want to see more families, whatever those things are. I want you to think, where do we come from? What are we, or who are we? Where are we going? And use those questions to guide where we're going next. Because at the end of this conversation today, what I hope we have is a little bit of a game plan. At the end of the conversation today, I would like, and I know you'll all do it, not because I told you to, but because you guys are really going to enjoy these conversations. I want us to have a plan of action for how we will get to where we are going. And I don't mean 5 new families. I mean, what are we going to do as a community together to bring in 5 more families? See, the last time we visioned together, we had a big, big visioning board. We had stuff all over the wall, and it was great, and it was spiritual and lovely. But I think what I missed out on when I brought it to us was the steps. How do we get where we're going? So today, in just a few minutes, when I wrap up, I'm going to tell you, go find people you don't sit next to regularly. If you're married or partnered, please find another group, because you already know what your partners and best friends think about things. I want you to find somebody in the room that you're not used to. I know there's only like 60 people in the room right now, so that's a tall order. Try to not sit next to your partner or your best friend if you can. We're going to break out into groups in just a few minutes. I know if you're breaking out into hives, sorry, that is part of the process today. I did warn you. If you listen to my weekly video, and if you don't, that's okay too. I want you all to go find a group of people, about, what is it, Eleanor? We said 6 to 8 people? 6 to 8 people, and you're gonna have a conversation that Eleanor is gonna talk about in just a second. I know change is hard, but that's my favorite part about this faith, because we get to choose how we change, right? That doesn't happen in every faith, but it does in ours. And it is part of the process of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. So I'm asking you to engage in that process today. I will not be sitting in any of the groups with you. I will be sort of wandering around, spreading magic to you all with my love and joy. I don't know. And we're going to see what we come up with. And I'm really, really excited to vision together with you. And this helps me know where we need to go together too. So it's not just how this community wants to move forward, but it's going to help me see where we want to go together as well. Who are we? Where do we come from? Who are we? Where are we going? Eleanor?
Okay. The process we are going to use is going to be reaching consensus. How many of you know what consensus is? Okay, good. Good chunk of you. So consensus is finding a proposal acceptable enough that all members of the group can support it and where no members oppose it. It is not a unanimous vote. It may not represent everyone's first priority. It is not a majority vote. In a majority vote, only majority gets something they are happy with, and the people in the minority get something they don't want at all, which is not consensus. And it is not where everyone is totally satisfied. Today, we're going to be reaching a consensus through brainstorming, some discussion, multi-voting. And at the end of it, we're going to have a list of priorities of where we want to go. We're not doing the steps today. We're defining the map. And consensus is used when groups are wanting to make decisions that have a major impact, whether it's like creating a mission statement or doing goal setting like we're doing today. And the decision should belong to the whole group and supported by everyone in the room. So Serhi is going to drop into the chat a PDF for those of you at home, which is going to give the instructions for the small group work. Please download that so that you know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be in breakout rooms, and once you're in those rooms, you won't hear what's going on in the sanctuary until you're back in the whole group. A quick overview of what we're going to be doing. You're going to get into your groups and introduce yourself to your group with 2 to 3 sentences, not paragraphs, about why you're at Summit. If you're new, what brought you here? If you've been here for months, years, or decades, what keeps you coming back? And then we are going to bring your piece of paper with you. You're going to write down your brainstorm list of where you want Summit to go, what you would like to see happen in programming, in activities, in whatever, for the next 5 to 7 years. And then we're going to compile the ideas in each small group. Okay? Any questions? Okay? Go get into your groups. 2 to 3 sentences about who you are. And about 5 minutes for that portion of the thing.
2 to 3 sentences of what?
About who you are and what brings you to Summit. About what brings you to Summit. Yeah. Okay. When you have finished your 2 to 3 sentences per person and everyone has done, then spend the next 5 minutes brainstorming on your list quietly what you would like to see happen at Summit in the future. Has your group had a chance to do your brainstorming silently yet? Okay, groups, time to stop talking. May I have everyone's attention, please? Marissa? Conversations, long conversations are for the salon. This is short. We got a lot to do in a short amount of time. Now start your brainstorming, if you had not already done so, of quietly writing down where you would like to see Summit go in the future. Okay? And then once everybody has finished that, each group has a scribe. You're going to go around the room, one person at a time, giving one item off your list. If someone else has already contributed that item, don't say it again. Find something else from your list. So we have a list from each group of unique ideas. Okay? However many you come up with. And you keep going around the circle until everyone's list is exhausted. Okay? Any questions? Okay? So Once your group has finished listing all the ideas of the group, please come back to the whole group. And would the scribe for each group please sit in the first 2 rows here, because we're going to be passing a microphone around to you. So if the scribes for each group could sit in the front 2 rows here, we'll be passing the microphone back and forth amongst them so that we can hear their ideas. Okay, do we have someone from each group in the front rows now? How about the greeting room group? Is there someone in the front rows from the greeting room group?
Do you need somebody to go get people?
Did Tom go to the restroom or something?
Maybe? I don't know.
He's described for his group and I need him. Do you want to be in charge of this, passing it around
Sure.
for them?
That I can do.
this next portion, we're going to go around to the scribe for each group and get one item from your list, and I'm going to make a master list, group list. And we're going to keep going round and round and round until we have everybody's stuff. One doesn't get to fill it up and then go to the next. Each gets to do a little bit. Okay? And if there's another group that already said something on your list, mark it off that it's already been covered. Unless it's enough different that we should talk about having both or modifying it or in some way.
And if you have to leave, you are welcome to get up and leave. But you will miss out on this part where we're deciding things together. So,
Because after we create this list, we're going to prioritize this list. And that's the important part. Okay? So the first two rows here are the scribes, starting with right there. And we also have someone online who we'll need to hear from.
Okay, our first item was the website. Bring it up to date, make it easier to navigate, define terms for newcomers, make it more welcoming, especially to young people, more interactive, post community needs, and explain covenant groups better. I don't know how to summarize all that. I think just website. Yeah.
website accessibility.
Oh, thank you. Be financially stable and self-sustaining.
Quick microphone thing. When you're not using the microphone, turn it to the off position so that the little green light is not on so that it's less crazy for online people.
Okay. Be financially stable and self-sustaining.
Yeah, as soon as you clicked it off, I heard the whining stuff. So. Oh, but you didn't click it off. Weird.
Stand up and share verbally the joys and concerns. It ended up being someone who shared this said it was a fun, activating experience, and people got responses from other members, but with time limits.
And therein lies the problem. This is what I wrote down. Didn't say it was a complaint.
The green light's on.
If he's gonna talk, then he can just talk.
We was waiting for her to finish
Okay,
writing.
but, yeah.
Green light on.
More opportunities for adult religious education. Sort of combine that with another one, which was including philosophical discussions of various religions.
More visibility, more signage. We could do a roadside cleanup sign if we felt like doing that. Publicity in local papers. Very.
More internal promotion of the resources that we already make available that are maybe a little invisible. Probably the greatest example of this would be our covenant groups. But the fact that we have 3 or 4 book groups and a half a dozen support groups of all various kinds, just maybe a little more promotion of that.
To try and bring more families in. No specifics.
Okay. Be a liberal religious beacon in East County. And suggestions on that were to welcome people from the community into activities. And rather than just going into the activities, have a few sentences of who we are, what we believe, and then start the activity. Make them all happy and like a speaker or a poet or a musician but to have just a couple sentences somebody from our fellowship introduce who we are before we let them hear their concert or their speaker.
But open it up to the community.
Oh yeah. We want community. We want people to, put posters up, whatever, get people out, to do whatever cool thing we're doing, and get them on our grounds too.
And here, my hand is raised.
Would someone from Zoom like to share something
Yes.
you came up with
Yes.
in your group?
One is revive the monthly potluck. Okay. Oh, I'm confusing two. Revive the monthly potluck dinners. I have an echo. Can you hear me? Yes, so that people can socialize and know one another. Wow, I don't know what's wrong.
The circle dinner.
Yes.
All right. I think I'm going to try to combine two. More youthful and energetic music, and also a music activity either inside the service or outside, which is working through the meanings of contemporary songs. For instance, Leonard Cohen's Alleluia and many other songs that don't even seem to have a spiritual underpinning, but maybe do. Working through, activity either in service and or outside of the service that works through the meanings of contemporary songs. You'll know what I mean by that.
I think this is going to
I think
work
that was
with
kind of aimed at, we want to attract more young people. And all of us like music.
maybe this can be able to piggyback on summer picnic with the activities.
We had attracting families also, but we added that have more consistent attendance. So maybe you could add it to that top part.
Yeah, it's a part of it.
Additional service times that might attract younger members that work during the day or and have a maybe at night they can come to a service with the more youthful music.
We already have this, but someone suggested we keep and strengthen our covenant groups.
again, on music, more integration of members into performing at a service.
A larger, steady membership.
This one may be combined with another activity, but the point was a Saturday activity for children.
Sunday service themes that would enable more participation. That's what I'm trying to say. And anything from a theme that might we might all wear, you know, a hat or something that was in theme, or just as one rather kind of silly idea, but.
A meditation group. Not, I know we have a prayer group, but some people would like more like Buddhist or different kinds of meditation.
Small groups, more of that. Mentioned in my group that would like to see it as part of every service, and the sort of the bottom line of that was that we want newcomers to feel needed, and somehow having a chance to speak is integral to that.
Anyone on Zoom? Anyone on Zoom like to speak?
No, I think we have finished our topics.
All right, go for it. Thank you, my bad.
There are people who speak on Zoom being heard.
Zoom has an echo. We had 4 points, and we have read them.
Okay. In the area of activities, exercise activities, purely social engagement activities, more activities in the evenings because we retired people are filling up the daytime activities and then other people can't, and possibly childcare for some activities.
Having more interfaith connections and collaborative partnerships with other like-minded churches.
How many items do you guys still have on your lists? So quite a few still. It's 11:45. Do you guys want to continue with this today? Do you want to email me the remaining things on your list and we can finish the voting next week? Want to do that?
Oh, so we
Okay.
have an idea of where we were going with this, right?
Yes. And we will add on to this and we will continue this next week.
Where should we put the pins? You can leave them on your chairs. I'll pick them up at the end of the service. Just leave them on the chair? Yeah. I'll grab them later. Is the offertory next?
Okay. This took, thank you for your patience and flexibility today. We're going to do the offertory next.
We're not done. You can leave if you're ready, but we're about to do the offertory and closing.
Okay.
So I'm going to be playing a piece. You guys
So-
don't leave. We need you to open your hearts and your wallets for Summit.
So the Sunday morning offering is a gift that we give to Summit, the financial resources that helps us build a better world together. Any size gift is welcome. The ushers will come around to collect your offering, or you can use the QR code in the order of service if you would like to contribute on your phone. For those of you on Zoom, the link will be found in your chat box or in the virtual order of service. Please choose the Sunday plate donation to record your pledge or your donation. Okay.
So I'll be playing a piece of music by African-American composer John W. Work, and it's called At a Certain Church, and since we're trying to define ourselves, this is an interesting one. He basically wrote a spiritual for this one, and it starts with bells. Welcoming ones. got that a little bit. I'll do the rest of it another day.
Thanks, everyone, for being so, as always, so vulnerable. I know that it's hard to share things like this in small groups, especially because I mixed you guys up. We did go longer than I wanted to today, so I also appreciate everyone's patience in sticking with it. I hope you all learned something new about somebody today. I hope you all enjoyed dreaming together. Like we said, we're not done. We want to be respectful of people's time, and you already stayed longer than I hoped you would, so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your commitment. And we will bring some more, a little bit, we promise it won't go this long next week, I promise. But, yes. So thank you for dreaming together. That is what makes these communities function. That is what makes a living tradition happen. And just being able to be in this space and know that you're encouraged to bring your whole selves to this space and to bring your wonderings and your dreamings together. Now the next steps are going to be unknown for now, until next week. But continue dreaming together all this week, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Our closing circle song will give us the opportunity to close out. We are going to extinguish our chalice and get to our closing circle song.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Your earrings are so cute.
Mine are too.
Okay, we got this.
Together, hand in hand, in fellowship we stand. Before we go, we'll share the glow of standing hand in hand. Together, hand in hand, in fellowship we stand. Through laughter, tears, through hopes and fears, together we shall stand.